So, why did I join JNet?
JNet's fun, so...
Yes, it is!
Well, who doesn't like Japanese things? They're everywhere.
I really like it. I found JNet on Quad Day, and then this is one of the first events of the year, so it's a lot of work coming to the rehearsals every week, but it's very worth it because you get to meet a lot of really cool people, and the dances are really fun. Very fun. So I really enjoy being a part of JNet.
I can meet a lot of people who are all over the world.
I'm glad that there is a JNet. It's awesome they have movie nights and social gatherings, so it's been a good chance to meet other people that are interested in Japan.
I come here to have fun and meet cool people and speak Japanese.
I don't speak Japanese.
Neither do I. Representing the Filipino part of JNet.
The non-Japanese people.
Hey, I'm a non-Japanese person too.
Yes. Japan is for everyone.
Yes, that's right.
Joining the non-Japanese.
Join the
Yes.
non-Japanese
Yes.
people.
I'm also not. I guess I joined JNet because I've grown to really have an interest in Japanese culture and hang out with people who also have an interest in Japanese culture. Like this past summer, I was living in Hiroshima for a few months and I really loved it there.
We try to get the members to know everyone, and we get to try to know everyone rather than each group being really close and then trying to tie it in together at the end.
JNet is a really fun place to be because first you can meet a lot of friends, you can meet a lot of new people, and then at the same time you also can learn more about Japanese culture. So I think it's really good and fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, me too.
It's weird for me, being one of the people who actually organizes the actions of, just being it.
Kind of weird being a white guy, an officer in an Asian club. But you know, it happens. Some of us can be just that cool.
Well, I don't really know how many officers we have. I do know that Yohei's the president.
Somehow last year I became a president.
Yohei is a great leader, though. He's a good president, and because he's really nice. He combines strong leadership with not being mean to anybody and always being considerate to everyone, and he looks great in a skirt.
I wanted to know, some crazy math stuff, and he taught me right away. And if you look on the board right there, he's doing all his stuff, all his designs for his dance moves. It's hard to believe he's got all these moves in his brain. And I don't know how he does it. It's just it must be the math. It's probably like a Cartesian grid in his head.
Yohei's great, man. He's awesome, guys.
He's making all of our dance. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. He tells me what to do, and I do it. It looks great.
It looks amazing.
The president, Yohei, he told us about the JNet fashion show. So yeah, that's how we joined JNet in the first place too.
I figured, I wanted to get more involved and get to know more people, especially because as a senior, I don't like to meet a lot of underclassmen, and so I figured this was a good way to meet underclassmen that have at least similar interests with me, so we have something to share and talk about.
It's pretty fun. Officers are a great bunch.
Why, thank you.
Great officers. Daniel here. Great officer. Commendable man. Shaved a kid yesterday. Everybody drowning.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, thanks.
Should be in the papers by now.
The show was actually the first thing I ever did for JNet, and I grew to enjoy it. I liked hanging out with everyone. I liked what we did, and so here I am.
They do a good job. Everything's at first because they kind of complain about each other. We always do this oh, we're not doing a good job, and it's man, our officers aren't doing a good job, I guess, because they always complain that they're not doing a good job. But then I was talking to my roommate, and he's telling me about his club, and they have no organization whatsoever. Nothing gets done, and I'm just wow, our officers are awesome because they get everything done and they do it right. So, in reality, the JNet officers are awesome, and they do a very good job because I think our club is.
So there's skit, there's dance, there's yukata, there's the kimono, there's modern fashion, and then there is a kids group, and then an officers only group, which you will see.
the fashion show is really, everyone makes it. The ideas are made by us, and you know, we put on the show for us and for other people. So we really need people here every week. And so like there's a little bit of initial chaos and people like, what group am I going to be in? Just kind of jumping between groups. But that's good too, because it gives people an overall idea of what's going on in the fashion show.
The best part is like working together and making such a huge event. That's like one of the biggest part that I like. Fashion show and also JNet.
It gives you somewhere to be. Unlike weekends and stuff, it gets you involved in the club. You see a lot of people that you normally would not have known, wouldn't see. I mean, I don't think I'm in classes with anybody in this room, anybody in this club, I don't think. And yet, you know, I see them every week, if not twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So I see them quite often, and you know, that's probably the best part.
Mostly because I just love doing fashion show. It's fun.
Because I did it last year, I had a blast. Unfortunately, this time I'm not going to be wearing a really cute Lolita costume, but it's still equally fun. You get to work with the same people and have, you know, about the same curriculum, and you make everything from scratch and you put on a good show in the end. I was very proud of us last year.
I don't know, I've always been interested in like fashion and modern stuff, so I thought it'd be cool to learn about kind of how Japan's different kind of stuff in Japan.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with him, and I mean, it seemed fun. It's a fun idea, and I get to go and explore new cultures. Yeah.
To be honest, it was a deal with this kid off camera right now. But yeah, it just seemed like a lot of fun as well. So he signed my name up, and I was like, all right.
Well, for me, I did Japan Night last year, and it was a lot of fun dancing. So I thought I'd, you know, join JNet's fashion show this year.
I love yukata. I just want to show to everybody. We usually don't get to wear yukata other than summer, so yeah, that's
me, like I do yukata because I never tried one before, so this is a good opportunity for me to try one. So that's why I joined yukata.
Being able to wear the yukata I bought in Japan is pretty special to me just because I went shopping for it with my host family. So it holds that memory as well as, you know, a challenge to me because it actually involves me knowing how to tie the obi properly by myself. And it's much more difficult than you would think. You know, it's not like tying a shoelace, so I'm still in the process of learning.
And more than I get to wear like Lolita. Yay!
It's so much fun. It's so much fun working with a large number of people working on the same thing.
Mostly because a lot of my friends were in JNet, so, you know, since I'm in JAC first and saw that a lot of my friends were in JNet, I decided to come to one of the meetings. Matt actually invited me to do the fashion show, and he basically persuaded me to enter, and somehow I started from one event and got into 3 events by the end.
I did it last year, I was in the skit last year too, and this year I just happened to be the officer in charge of the fashion show.
People seem to care about the production, especially the officers, you know, because they're in charge, so they seem to care more. But a lot of people that are doing it too, they seem to really get into it and they consider it to be important.
Every year we try to